Alright, hello guys. You guys ready for my speech?
Ready.
Hey guys, how we doing today? So, I was going to sit here and talk to you guys about if our Second Amendment is still relevant in today's society. With a little bit of research and some help from our teacher, she kind of told me I really didn't have a direction on where I was going for the outline. And so I did decide on a direction that I wanted to go. And that direction of steering people in the practice of using the Second Amendment to our fullest. Not only is it our right, my right and your right, person to your right and left, but we could make it relevant in today's society if we practice that, to the strongest ability that we could. This Constitution right, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, was made for the people of the United States of America. Now, some of you might ask, what is the Second Amendment? Some people might just, think of it as the right to bear arms. A lot of people will, carry a pistol on their side and say, "Oh, this is my right," but they don't really have the full understanding of why it even started. So, back when our country was established, our founding fathers, they started this Constitution for the reason to allow our citizens to carry the same firearms, because back then the firearms were the same. Military had the same firearms as civilians could get a hold of. So it was put into our Constitution just in case if the government tried to take over or if another country was trying to invade and overrun our country. Now, like I said, during that time, the military and citizens had the same type of weapons. So there was no, upper hand, if you would say, against one another. But now today's society, that's hard to say. Our military has, well, as everyone knows, the United States of America is the strongest military force there is on planet Earth. Now, I can't go out and buy a freaking nuke. I can't go out and buy, a type of tank or a submachine gun that straps on top of a Humvee. Those things, you could buy them. Okay, I shouldn't say that because there's the black market. But let's be realistic. So, what if Uncle Sam takes our Second Amendment away from us? Will we still be considered United States of America? Will we still be considered the land of the free? Think about it, guys. If we practiced our Second Amendment would be relevant to this day. Let's talk a little bit about the mass shootings that happened these previous years that everyone's been watching on the news. So, the FBI calls a mass shooting anything that has more than 4 or more victims, that's dead, wounded, or people that were just even, witnesses or, any of that. So, every 2 weeks there's a mass shooting. Now, since 2006, there has been more than 200 plus mass shootings. Now, most people, when we say mass shootings, they think of Sandy Hook Elementary School out in Connecticut, or even the recent San Bernardino in California during that office party. But in reality, most mass shootings are family related, meaning an argument happened, siblings got shot, people in the crossfire were injured, that type of scenario, and that actually makes up about 70% of mass shootings. There's a lot of mass shootings out there that don't even get reported or get falsely reported to the FBI. Now, there's only been, pretty sure the statistics website that I use from USA Today said that only 17% are mass shootings like the ones that I stated, like the Sandy Hook and the San Bernardino. But these are the ones that the media really throws at you. This is the one that the politics are running with, that are trying to take our Second Amendment away from us. They're trying to ban all these guns. But let's think for a minute. Okay? If everyone had the gun safety and the education, the knowledge on firearms, people who felt comfortable holding a firearm and are law-abiding citizens have the right to practice what is your constitutional right, the right to bear arms. Now think about it. If you religiously practice this right, who do you think would be the first line of defense when a mass shooting or active shooting scenario was occurring? Let's think about that. If everyone carried a firearm, if it's concealed, or if it's, packed on your side, open carried, it'd be you. If you look to your right and look to your left, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friends, your uncles, those citizens who have that right would be the first line of defense. Think about how many lives would be saved. Think about how many shootings would come to a halt because the shooter would have to think twice about what he or she was planning on doing. Now, I'm not saying it's going to stop every shooting. You have to be a little bit realistic about this. But it would slow down a lot of stuff. And just think about how our Second Amendment would be looked at by then. Think about what guns would be looked at. I'm an avid hunter. I love my Second Amendment. I fought for this country. I've been to Afghanistan 2011, 2012. Okay? This is my right, and I love this right. If you get time to look up, Google search this. It's called Behind the Bloodshed by USA Today. And look at the presentation there. Just see what it says. I really hope that after this speech that anyone and everyone can have a new view, a new look on the Second Amendment and how you can make it relevant in today's society. I appreciate you guys watching. And like I said, I hope you guys learned something.